Hello again, everybody, and welcome into Panther Pride, the show that showcases all that is Wellborn football. And we are done with the regular season. We finished the year 7-3, not too bad of a year. And you guys head on to the playoffs after the win last week over Ohatchee. Coach, congratulations on an outstanding regular season.
Appreciate it a lot. We, the last couple of weeks we've really improved. Our kids have practiced good the last couple of weeks, and we've got out there in the last two games and really have gotten better. And we're improving at the right time too. So this open week comes at a good time. We can get everybody healed up and get ready for the playoffs.
You know, some coaches decided to maybe take their break at the beginning of the season and start a week later and have a little bit more preparation time at the beginning of the year. Some chose to maybe take a week off during the regular season. You guys chose for the final week of the regular season. What was your thought behind that, and how do you think it's going to benefit you heading into the playoffs?
Well, the thought behind it is to give them a week, to kind of recharge yourself before the playoffs. Of course, that's a gamble. Number one, you got to make the playoffs, and then number two, you hope that you won't get too much of a layover. I guess you'd say rust on you from going every week. But I think it comes at a good time for us right now. Once you go through a high school football season and go and play as physical as we play most of the time, you need some chance to heal up a little bit, and we're going to be able to do that this week, and on the same token, get a jump start on our first round opponent.
It's good to get a little break, but you almost don't want to take your foot off the pedal because you guys have played so well these last 2 weeks. After coming off the loss against Piedmont, all the questions of how they would respond are certainly gone because in the last 2 weeks, your starters have been, 93-0 in the first half. Right. It's just been dominating football for you guys.
Well, for whatever reason it was, the Monday that after we lost to Piedmont, we went out there and had really probably the best practice we've had of the year. And the players have gotten better. We were better that Monday, and we got better the last couple of weeks. And our two opponents we played are struggling and not having really good seasons, but we didn't get out there and struggle with them. We went out there and played well, both games, and I feel like we've improved our team these last 2 weeks. And again, now we have the open week. We won't be able to give them a couple days rest, and then on the same token, get out there and work on some fundamentals and get a jump start on the first round opponent.
Coach, explain to me the first half success. I don't know if I've ever cut up a game editing-wise and been able to see so many one-play drives. You guys had, 13 offensive plays in the first half and put up over 40 points. That's impressive.
Well, we were ready to play. Now that morning I didn't feel like we were. But from pregame meal till the kickoff, we were ready to play. And we went out there and we received the opening kick, and we had a first play that we wanted to run against them that we'd worked on through the week, and we executed it, and everybody hit on that play, and it worked, and we scored the first play, and then we came out there, then we kicked off to them and got them pinned back, and then they came out there and ran a play that we'd worked against in practice right there, and we stepped in front of it and intercepted it and scored, and then really that is when it just took off from there.
When do you know that your team's ready, and how do you figure that out? What's the key signs there? I know we're dealing with 15, 16, 17-year-old kids here.
Well, I tell you, before a game, I can go in a locker room and look at them, and I can tell a lot of times by their face and their facial expressions, are they ready to play? And not that they're just sitting there all keyed up, tensed up, but you can tell if somebody's focused or not. And there's times that we went down there and I didn't feel like we were real focused. There's times I went down there and you could just tell that they were ready to play. All we had to do is, basically wait till, time to get them out there and turn them loose. When we went to Ohatchee this past week, we stayed back at our school a little bit longer than usual, but because of the dressing room facility is kind of cramped for us, and it's plenty of room for us as far as dressing and everything, but it's got lockers down the middle of the floor and stuff, and you can't really talk to the kids a lot in there.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of that stuff at our school, and then went over there and got dressed and got out there and warmed up and just and started the game off well and played well. But we did the week before too. We did that against Asheville too, and the difference was the week that we played Piedmont before the game, you could sense that nervous energy in the locker room before the game. Our kids were wanting to win, and they were ready to play, but they were worried about making mistakes instead of worried about playing. And these last couple of weeks, we've tried to emphasize with the players that we want them focused on making plays instead of focused on not making mistakes. And there's a big difference there. We don't want to go out there and play, cautious. Where, boy, I sure hope I don't fumble this football. Yeah. I want to go out there and I want to score this touchdown. And think that way more than hoping they don't mess up. Go out there and play to make plays.
I know we got to go to break here, but this is just kind of this doesn't really pertain to the game as much as it just kind of a coach question. If you see that perhaps a team isn't ready or maybe the enthusiasm is there, can you create enthusiasm before a game, or is that pretty much something that you have to let build throughout the day? Well,
I think you have to try. Our philosophy is, it's never too late. We're always going to try to coach them up, right till the end, right there, to any way we can help them go out there and be successful. I just think that, when you're dealing with young people, sometimes their attention span is not where you want it to be, but there's always something that you can say to them or kind of motivate them somewhere enough to make it click, and I think that's what you have to do.
All right, well, we'll see that the first half highlights. No need for the pep talk last Friday night as they roll quickly. We'll show you the highlights when we come back. You're watching Panther Pride on TV 24. And welcome back into Panther Pride, everybody. As the Week 10 edition, the final one of the regular season, the final one of the 2014 season. Wellborn, you guys, Coach Jeff Smith, big winners last Friday night over Ohatchee. Kind of tell us how this thing got started.
Well, as the game started, we received the opening kickoff, and again, we ran our first play. We had rehearsed it in practice, and it felt like, we could have some success with it, and we did, and sometimes you do stuff like that, and you get a, 2-yard loss, and sometimes you get a touchdown, and we were fortunate enough to get a touchdown to start the game off.
Every play is designed for a score. Let's go ahead and go out at the highlights and check out and see how this game took place. As you see the guys down there on the creek bank in the whites and coming out looking really ready to go, Coach.
Yeah, they do. And I tell you what, playing there, the people of Ohatchee and the players of Ohatchee, they take a lot of pride playing down there on the creek bank right there. And we knew we was going to have to go out there and play our best right there because we was going to get their best effort.
Get a good start on a nice kickoff return there, and your offense is set up for this.
Right, and Kevin took the sweet play right there, and boy, he's did what he's done for us for 4 years right there. He really came out there and about ran over the first guy right there and cut back and scored. It really looked good. We got Dakota King back this week right here. He's been out with an injury right there, and he came in and did some good things in the kicking game for us. You can see how far he kicked the ball down the field. And
good coverage as well.
Sure, oh, yeah. Well, we've got down there and covered, but he really hung that ball up and helped us out a lot. Here you see Landon and them swarming to the football here, and Jordan Montgomery running to the ball. And here they come up here, and they ran a little quarterback keep play right here, and he got disconnected here, and you can see Jordan Montgomery and Jake Thrasher on the tackle there. I think both of them combined, I think Jake and Jordan both had over 10 tackles apiece, and here you see they ran that pass play, and DJ stepped in front of it and carried it into the end zone, and we go up by 2 scores.
DJ had a pretty big game on this night. He had a couple of big plays on offense as well as that one to turn the tide.
DJ's solid. DJ's like a little piece of iron. I tell you, he's just tough and solid and very, very dependable.
Coach, this is a long drive for Ohatchee. They really threatened you guys, but just time after time, your defense stepped up when it had to, and it certainly did on the last play.
We did, and they did a good job here. They ran a few things that we weren't ready for, but we did a good job adjusting to it. And they've got down here on the goal line, and here that was a 4th down play, and pass went incomplete. And then we came up here, and this was 3rd down and 2 right there, and we ran a play right here to Kevin, and he had a nice hole and broke it, and once he breaks, you're not going to catch him.
So things are going pretty well at this moment. I imagine you. It's kind of easy to call plays, I guess, whenever one that you're calling is working.
It is, and right here you can see the defense swarming to the football, and Jamar Curry, a freshman, right there playing defense end, took on a block right there. It really looked good. here comes Corey out there keeping it contained there at defensive end, and Demisio Elson, who's a sophomore, made a good tackle. Here you see Jamiron again on a pass rush, and Corey right there, I think he got free, so right there he didn't expect to be that loose. And then Kevin Mixon got his first interception that he's had in 4 years, and then ran it back for a touchdown.
It's a good ratio.
Yeah, he started for us for 4 years on defense, and that was his first pick. So he thought he was jinxed, but we got that off. Here we had some good game tackling. Demisio again had a good tackle there, and
showing his strength on that one.
Oh yeah, and Landon throws a good pass out here to DJ out in the flat and have a good run. And Kadarius took the brunt of that right there. I think DJ hit him more than he did the defense in. And here we ran an inside trap play with DJ, and he breaks it in and scores.
Always love the ball security with DJ with
the
football.
He does.
Always high and tight.
He does. And then here we have, this is an outstanding, watch this play. How about that?
Great concentration.
Oh, it was. And that focus that Jordan did right there, that not many people can do that. That ball's up in the air, a little underthrown, and it tips up, and he focuses on it and catches it right there. That's a big-time play. And then here you see Landon, quarterback, sneaking in for a touchdown. Landon, again, had a very solid game like he always does. And we hit our extra point. It's 41-0.
Second quarter and defense
still
making some hits.
They run the hitch out here, and we run to the ball real well. And here we come up here again, and I think they called this back actually right here. This was a lead play right here to DJ, and he has a nice run, gets it down to about the 2-yard line.
And so back at midfield now after the penalty?
Come back to midfield right here, and here comes Kevin again. He has another good run and runs over the player there, and he had 3 carries. I think he was over 150 yards on 3 carries. And then we come back again. The play before they got a call back and ran it again, and DJ got it in the end zone this time.
DJ back into the end zone, and you guys with a commanding 48-0 lead at the half. And this is time for the youngsters to get in, and much like they have a lot this season, and they certainly got their looks here in the second half as well.
Well, that's what we did at halftime. we had all our teams set going into the game, but at halftime we went in there and basically I told the kids how proud I was of them, how they came out there and played, and then we made our adjustments as far as who was going to go in at what position and all that, and got it all solidified at halftime. And then we came out the second half, and we let our first kickoff team go down there and cover the kick, and then we put our defense out there minus 2 or 3 starters for that first drive, and then after that it was B team the rest of the game. So
a lot of white jerseys in the second half, and we will see those when we come back. After the break, second half highlights right here on Panther Pride. Back inside now, ready for the second half highlights of the Week 10 edition of Panther Pride. Chad Barnett, your host, alongside head coach of the Wellborn Panthers, Jeff Smith. Coach, we talked about it, 48-0 at halftime. You take the guys in, you know what you're going to do coming out in the half. How do you coach up the younger kids whenever they come in? Is this pretty much like a brand new game and a new Friday night for you whenever they get out there?
It is. It is. And, we want them to go out there and do well. Last week, we did the same thing when we played Asheville. I thought our second team went in there, they really weren't ready to play. I think this week they were more ready to play. And, I thought they did some good things out there. And they did against Asheville too, but I thought when their opportunity arrived against Asheville, I don't think they was quite ready to play as much as they did against Asheville as they did. And this week I felt like they were.
Give up a few scores, but overall pretty good. You moved the ball pretty well, and we'll take a look at the highlights out on the creek bank as we start off the second half. You guys, as you mentioned, Coach, giving the ball up to the Indians to begin the half.
Well, and this time we got our first kickoff team in there, and they went in there and got a good stop right there. And then now we start, substituting out. And we took Landon out, and here Kadarius Weatherly's a backup defensive back, came in, had a good play on the hitch, and now these are our B team guys, and this is Patrick Harris, who's played a lot for us this year. Our B team tailback did well, and Austin McQueen here, and he's running the bootleg and running it hard, and he's really doing some good things for us this year.
You got a couple of good plays on that drive, not too bad, getting the feet wet for the youngsters.
Right, and then Ohatchee comes out here, and then they start moving the football against them pretty good, and which is good for them as far as their future goes. And Ohatchee's young. That quarterback right there you see running down through there, he's a 10th grader. The number 2 that they got is a 9th grader. So they've got some some good young kids coming, and I feel like that if they'll just keep on working hard and everything, things will be heading in the right direction for them.
Certainly have some bright spots for the Indians as they head to the future, and their new leadership and head coach as well.
Here's Quindarius Moore. He's playing wingback now for the B team. We had one player that was injured. He couldn't play in the game right there, and it happened to be our B team fullback / wingback right there, Javion Thomas. But hopefully he'll get back this week too. Quindarius had some really good runs, and here we get a quarterback sneak for a touchdown. Austin McQueen, and he's going to be a fantastic player in the future for us.
So just about 45 seconds left in the third quarter.
And here they have a good run here, and their quarterback breaks down here and scores. But the thing that we do is once we put our young guys in there, we keep them in there. Once we put them in, then we're going to leave them in there. We're not going to take them out. That's the first turnover we've had in the last 2 games right there, and we've got to make sure that we don't have that in the future. And here they come up here again. This is a freshman running back Ohatchee has right here.
He's a good-looking kid.
He is. And so, I mean, they got some bright spots in their future right there. They just got to, not get discouraged and keep working hard and everything. And I feel like that they can get it turned around out there.
So we're into the fourth quarter now, and they're driving.
Now
good
game tackling there for us. Again, here comes their freshman running back that they had right there, and we're getting all our guys in there so that they can play.
You guys make one more push.
Oh yeah, and Quindarius here, we run a double handoff right here, and he really does a good job right here, and and for him to get in and get a score right there for this point in the year right there, that's really good for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's got to be a good motivator too for him.
Yeah.
Not just after tonight, but obviously heading into the offseason.
And then there's Pat right there who goes ahead and he gets a 2-point play right there, and now it's 64-21. Here you see it with Grubbs and Jamire have a good tackle here on the sack, and then here's Walker Hayes. It is one of our quarterbacks too, and he breaks down through there, and this was the last play of the game right there, and he got tackled out there, I think on the 7-yard line right there, and I know that was a good run for him.
But his eyes were huge
at
that point.
Yeah, that thing opened up right. We ran it, and it opened up, and he took off down through there right there. I think it caught everybody on both sides by surprise when he went running down through there, but. Walker's a tough kid, and he works hard, and for him to have a little success like that, it's a good feeling.
What are the seniors like on the sideline whenever the youngsters are in there?
Oh, they're good. They're good. They get behind them and try to help them the best they can. And I think all our players over the years, when we've been able to do this, have always tried to help the young guys out.
So now they are pretty much done with all the preparation that you can do in a 10-week season. Now you move on to the next game. I'm sure you'll meet with the kids here, or the young men here in the next day or so, heading into the off week. What do you tell them now, Coach? Well,
what we're going to do is we're going to bring them in Monday, and we're going to show them the film on Ohatchee. And then we're going to show them some film on Geraldine. That's who's going to be our playoff team, the Geraldine Bulldogs. We're going to show them a little film on that, and then we're going to take them out and run them Monday morning. Then I'm going to give them off Monday afternoon, and we're not going to practice Monday afternoon. Then we're going to come back in Tuesday morning and lift weights, and then Tuesday afternoon we're going to practice, and then Wednesday we'll lift weights, and Wednesday afternoon we'll practice, and then Thursday, we'll practice again, and then I'm going to give them off Friday. And they'll get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday again off right there, and then we'll have a normal game week getting ready for the first round opponent, which is Geraldine, and they're going to be tough now. They play Crossville Thursday night, and Crossville's not having a real good year, and Geraldine is, and we kind of expect them to finish their season up 8-2. And Geraldine is up there in DeKalb County, close to 5. Looks very similar to 5, and we know 5 very well. And so, but it'll be a good trip. We'll make that trip up there. It'll be November 7th. Make that trip up there for the first round game, and get after them, and hopefully we'll come back with a win. And the second round, then if we can win that, would be back at Wellborn. So, we're looking forward to that. But we can't look ahead. You got to take them one at a time now, because if you look ahead now, then you take your equipment up. I mean, it's over. So, we just got to take it, each playoff game and focus on each opponent as it comes to us right there. And then, you know, see where this is going to take us.
All right, you stole a little bit of my thunder because last segment was supposed to be about Geraldine.
Right.
So we'll rehash that, go a little bit deeper into the next opponent. When we come back from break, you're watching Panther Pride. Final segment of the 2014 season. It's been a great run on Panther Pride here this year, Coach. We've gotten to see a lot of wins this year, a lot of good plays, and a lot of growth by some of your young guys as well.
It has been. It's been a good year. You know, it started out slow, but we've gotten better as the years went, and you know, hopefully we'll continue to improve going into the playoffs. You know, I tell you what, for the 6 years prior to us getting the program going, you know, Wellborn won 12 football games and went to the playoffs once. And this is what I told our seniors. The past couple of weeks we've been talking about this, is now we've been to the playoffs for 6 straight years now, and we've won 42 football games. And, you know, what a turnaround. Yeah. And these guys that are seniors, when they hit the 7th grade, they have not ever seen a year without the playoffs. And that's a whole generation that's happened, and we're very proud of that.
Definitely should be. Coach, now heading into these playoffs, you guys face off against Geraldine, something that you guys haven't played, but very familiar opponent because of the style, and I know there's some coaching similarities between Coach Benefield at Fife and now the head coach at Geraldine. Very similar systems. You guys have seen this before.
Oh yeah, I mean it's you know, Fife up there is really kind of the team that everybody looks to, you know, in DeKalb County and in the surrounding areas up there. And so this assistant coach and used to coach with Coach Benefield. Now he's been at Geraldine for 9 years now, but he does a lot of similar things as Fife does, and you can tell that by watching them on film. And you know, they're going to be well coached. They're going to play hard, very good in technique, and you know, we're going to have our work cut out for us. But you know, I feel like that we've got a good team too, and so that's what the playoffs are about. You know, we're going to go up there and, you know, basically find out who wants it the most.
And you guys are pretty healthy at this point. No
major
injuries.
We're a little banged up, but you know, again, the open week comes at a good time that we can get some players healed up before we go up there. You know, I think I'd be more worried about it if we had a game this Friday and then had to turn around and go up there and play. It's going to be tough enough going up there and playing Geraldine, but hopefully we'll be healthy and hitting on all cylinders when we go up there.
Coach, good luck to you guys as you head up onto the road in the first round of the playoffs. And it's been a great run this year, and we appreciate you guys having a show on. And pretty much that's going to do it for the 2014 season.
I do want to say this, though. You know, all our Booster Club people, our benefit fund people, our administration, we have so many people that help us out, you know, in Wellborn and help us get the season going, and our community and our school is so behind the team, and we sure do appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah. You know, fantastic community support, a great school spirit, and man, it's just a wonderful place. And a lot of people might not know that unless you've been in it, but I mean, I've said this before, and I've heard this from a former teammate. No place lives and dies harder on Friday night than Wellborn does, and I just appreciate everybody's helped us out so much.
It's been a great formula for success so far, and I'm sure in the years to come. I'd like to special thanks to the folks that make the show happen as well. Jeff Sparks on the camera, on the floor, Kizzy Gooden, the director, and also Chase Robinson doing some great work out there in the field on camera. So thanks to everybody behind the scenes. Thanks to Coach Jeff Smith. We'll see you again in the 2015 season. That's it for 2014. We'll see you next year.